Bryson and Tyson are no longer friends.
Beefing. Yeah. Yeah, that was weird. And I haven't seen a whole lot more of it or about it
Uh,
aside from um what we were, kind of made aware of and just kind of scrolling and looking at that whole statement um
right.
from time. It was interesting. Yeah, yeah.
Well, Tyson put out a song about it, man,
Man,
and a video.
man. He felt
Yeah,
wait, did he have somebody like a
dude.
Bryson like
No,
did he
no.
have
Well, no. He had like clips of him and Bryson, but he's like so he took all these clips from when they were together and put it together, and but like the other part, the like that he went and shot was like him standing in a graveyard
wow
and stuff. I was
Oh,
like, holy cow,
that
man!
whole lot. That
oh, here we
Right,
go. My fault.
Frenchy,
My fault,
Frenchy's here.
fellas. My fault, fellas.
you good, bro.
Yeah, man,
Oh
you
man,
good,
that
dude?
was yeah, but it's nasty work getting this camera up and running.
That's what you get, man, when you get them Timu
I gotta
hot
stop
deals of the
chopping that
day,
Timu. Hey,
right?
listen, that deal said $6.99. I can't even hold you.
Ain't mad at it. You look good. That's a great $7.
Oh man,
I
right?
was like, yo, give me that.
Yeah, man.
It's the
What's
best
up?
time. It's the best time to try out new tech. We live in the best
Mm,
time for it. You can just Timu everything.
if you say so. If you say
Try.
so,
I'm
I
gonna
don't know,
start.
man.
I'm a Timu cars next. I know that's
Yeah.
next. They're just gonna let you Timu cars.
Well,
Cars.
fellas, we back, man. Finally, I'll tell you what, man. January, whew, January was something. I mean, I was sick for like 3 weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude, like it was no fun.
Oh,
Didn't
that'd
have
be
a voice
awesome.
for a while. It was
You
cool.
lose weight, you look the same, bro. You look regular.
Oh, dude, I was eating. Don't get me wrong, dude. I was eating.
I didn't stop eating.
I didn't stop that.
I was just sick. I didn't stop eating.
Right. So, but yeah, man, what's good? It's so good to be back here on 520 IXC on a Monday night, Monday, February 2nd, 2026. Shout out. I already see some people hanging out in the chat, man. So if you are one of them,
Ooh, let's
make
go.
sure that you let us know in the chat that you are here, man. We want to shout you out and get you to be a part of the show, man. We appreciate everyone tuning in after a little bit of a hiatus. I know we were here back on New Year's Day on that evening, and even then I wasn't, feeling great back then. But and we said we were gonna get back here soon. Well, stuff happened, man. Sicknesses and hey, if you haven't been, man, say a prayer for our guy Big Swiss, man. He's been having some stuff in his family and stuff. I know they would appreciate prayers. We'll be looking forward to him coming back on the show soon. So once everything's wrapped up there, man. But yeah, so y'all know what it is. We got Frenchy in the house. Frenchy, say hi.
Hey, I didn't even know we were live this whole time. I
It's
just
because I'm very
realized.
sneaky. You underestimate my sneakiness, dude.
I'm glad I didn't say anything reckless, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for.
If only y'all could see some of the text messages from Frenchy, y'all wouldn't even believe it.
I'd be out of pocket. I'm not gonna lie, I'd be out of pocket. That's why I don't text. I told my wife's like, "Why you don't ever text?" I got to keep myself under control.
You got one of those Timu phones and it don't let you text.
Hey, listen, you remember the BlackBerry one with the slide out keyboard? Tell me that wasn't fire. Would that not still slap right now?
Well, I mean, just show us yours.
Show us yours. Oh,
I know you got it.
Oh, this is a different type of podcast. Nah, man. Listen, good to be here. I'm not gonna lie, I've been off work for the past since my daughter was born January 12th. So big up to God, big up to the Lord.
We need the sound effects, KD. Oh, wrong one.
Yeah, honestly, that first week, the night, that sound effects probably very accurate because the sleep was non-existent. But big ups to that. So obviously I haven't been working, but I've been with the kids. So y'all know how it is. Y'all know how it is better than me. But there's more people in the house now. You just forget. I'm not gonna lie, you do forget about the newest child.
Dude, just wait, man. Just wait. You'll find out. You'll find out, man.
oh wait, there's somebody else in here. I'm like, who's crying? I was like, hey, Henry's down here. Who's crying? Oh, it's another one down there.
Love it.
Yeah,
man.
my wife doesn't like that joke. She gonna
Well,
check. She gonna check on the show later.
Well, we're glad that you had time to hop on with us tonight, man. We're glad.
Hey man, listen.
What?
Listen, if I don't make
What?
room, if I
For
don't make
the-
room for 520, I mean, am I really a Christian?
Put that in the poll. Someone get the interns to put that in the poll. I don't know.
Am I?
Someone
You
get
see what I'm saying?
We need
Katie
some
knows. I'm
interns.
like, Katie, where the lights at? What's going on? This is beyond me. Katie got regular lights. I can't even like talk to you right now. Like you got regular lights on right now. That's beyond me.
There it goes. Speaking of KD, what's up, KD?
Oh, yeah.
What's going on?
What's going on? Short intro today, baby.
I know.
Let's go.
That's why the people tune in right there.
He on business.
No, they don't. So it's good to be here. Good to be back, man. Glad to have an opportunity to hang out and just kind of chop it up a little bit on a Monday. So good to see y'all,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Hey,
So
you're in line. You're in line, KD. Good to see you, man.
Yo, shout out to all the AI bots hanging out in their Reddit chat. Y'all are real ones.
Oh,
I mean, I guess as real as you can be.
Hey, did you see that? I know this is a little tangent, but did you see the AI social media that's out now? It's like people are creating agents and just like throwing them in there, and they're having conversations about each other. Like they're talking about human. Real suspect, man. It's
I know, dude.
real suspect.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Reddit, right?
Yeah, they're like they're talking greasy, bro. They're talking greasy. I better watch yourself. I'll unplug it.
I think y'all are wonderful. So when you take over, remember that I said that.
Yeah, that's my fault. I didn't even know why I said something
Be
like
nice,
that.
Frenchy.
Unplug is crazy. That's
Oh man, fellas. Well, I know we got some stuff to talk about tonight, man. So let's get into it. I wanted to share this story with you. Let's see if I'm smart enough to remember how to share my screen real quick here.
Wait, you're not gonna bring up Nicki Minaj?
No. Here we go. Okay, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but let's take a look at this here. Faith apparently for sale. Bryce Crawford's praise energy provokes furious backlash from the Christian community. This isn't very long, so I'm just going to read through this real quick for us, guys. So in the New Testament, Jesus famously cleansed the temple, overturning the tables of money changers who had turned a house of prayer into a marketplace. Fast forward 2 millennia, and critics are accusing Christian influencer Bryce Crawford of setting those tables back up. Crawford is famous for his street preaching and viral ministry videos, but he has stirred up serious drama with the launch of Praise Energy. It is a new beverage brand that basically tries to sell caffeine consumption as an act of faith. This business move has left a lot of people in the religious community wondering if the boundary between ministry and marketing still exists or if it has completely disappeared. At first glance, Praise Energy looks like any other sleek contender in the saturated wellness market. The branding is modern, cans are colorful, and the promise is familiar, clean energy without the crash. However, the marketing pitch takes a sharp theological website, describes the drink as being rooted in faith and designed to fuel faith, focus, and God-given purpose. The backlash happened instantly. Social media platforms, particularly TikTok, have been flooded with videos from Christians accusing Crawford of commodifying the gospel. The primary complaint is not that a Christian created a business, it's that the business uses the faith itself as a primary selling point. Critics argue that slapping religious terminology on a standard consumer good, essentially a generic energy drink, is a cynical cash grab. So, fellas, what do you think, man? Bryce?
Wait, scroll
Crawford.
down. Scroll down.
Yeah, what was that? Keep going.
What am I looking at?
Can we hear it? I think it's his ad. Can we hear the ad or no?
Oh,
yeah,
maybe. Let me see if I'm smart enough to.
He's shamelessly selling his product.
2024, I started getting convicted about the things I was and consuming. And so that started my journey on this energy drink company that honors Jesus on the branding. I wanted to make it Christian because I want people to know we're Christian. I want people to know that we love Jesus. Christian founders, Christian employees that are putting love, intentionality, purpose, zeal, passion behind every drink, every product, every flavor, every formula. I want to use this more than just a product, as a tool to plant seeds and start conversations about Jesus. But furthermore, about the product, I wanted to make a cleaner option on the energy drink market. Some energy drinks offer 200 milligrams of caffeine in their cups. We have 100 milligrams of caffeine, and the best form of caffeine coming from green tea extract. Your average cup of coffee has about 95 milligrams of caffeine in it, and this has 100. Great option. We're naturally flavored, and I believe that this option is going to be a better option and a cleaner option on the market. And so that's why we decided to create Praise Energy. I decided.
There we go.
What's wrong with this again?
Oh.
No. Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah, I mean, reading the story is a lot different than hearing his
Let me
his
see
infomercial pitch.
Well, there's a little bit more to the story here. Let's read a little bit more here. Crawford has attempted to steer the conversation towards health and wellness in response to the criticism. He emphasized that Praise Energy was created to offer a healthier alternative to chemical-laden drinks. So we kind of heard him talking about that. His defense hasn't really stopped people from calling him a grifter, though. This isn't the first time Crawford has dealt with skepticism about his ministry's money or his theological connections. Critics have previously pointed out his links to controversial figures like Todd White, hinting that he often leans towards shock value rather than substance. For many, Praise Energy is just more proof that the modern Christian influencer world often cares more about revenue than reverence. The drama surrounding Praise Energy exposes a real struggle happening in modern Christianity right now as religious figures turn into social media stars. The urge to make money off that audience gets stronger. Crawford insists his product serves a practical and moral purpose, but the angry response proves that mixing caffeine with Christ is something many believers just aren't interested in buying. Obviously, I think if you're talking about, let's go back up here. Where did I see? Where it was talking about like energy to praise and like pray and all this different stuff. I don't know, man. Like, what do you guys think?
If he said energy to praise, then, yeah, I mean, that's kind of a marketing tactic. Sounds kind of weird. But if he's saying that the branding just has Christian ideals and Christian morals on it, I don't see a problem with having branding that's Christian. But if he starts making it seem like holy water, you know what I mean? Like, put this on your forehead and drink it 5 times a week, and you're gonna be, you're gonna get a nice check in the mail. You know what I mean? Once he starts saying that, then we're like, all right, buddy, you got. But I don't know. It just kind of sounds like somebody that designed a drink and is a Christian and put Christian branding to it. But I mean, it kind of sucks that he had a ministry beforehand. Like, if he just came out of nowhere and told you he's Christian, I don't think you'd have the same reaction to it.
So one part we didn't read here, and I don't know if this will change your thought in any way, was that, let's see, a clear premium choice for shoppers who want their daily energy boost to match their spiritual beliefs. Crawford isn't just pitching this as refreshment. He is selling it as a lifestyle product for believers whether they are driving to a worship session or heading to the gym.
So again, what's the problem? Because at the end of the day, you're going to go to Starbucks, you're going to go to Dunkin' Donuts, you're going to get your Red Bull, you're going to get you. Now, Red Bull, as I'm sure some of us.
It gives you wings, Katie. It gives you wings.
Yeah, careful, Katie.
At the club, you know what I'm saying? Like, so to be honest, what do you know about the companies and the products that get your consumer dollars on a daily basis?
Yeah.
The complaints that I'm hearing sounds like a bunch of people who are upset that they didn't think of this first. Like, at the end of the day, now here's what a lot of people don't realize, because again, we deal heavy with like church culture, but not kingdom culture. Yeah. And there's a difference between the two. Being a part of the kingdom does involve entrepreneurship. ministry requires money, right? So if we serve the creator and by a byproduct of that, we're creatives, then ideas, businesses, things like that should come from the body for the body. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it's something practical in general that the world could use, but why isn't the kingdom building itself up off of the kingdom? And so again, think about the money that the saints spend in Starbucks, spend in Dunkin', and myself included. So I don't see the issue with this. Yes. And we're going to talk, about this later, but he's like, yes, I'm a Christian and it's a Christian company. And I want you to know that I got Christian employees, and the branding and him using that word and that terminology, I think helps to clarify. Like, I don't understand what the beef is outside of, to Frenchy's point, hey, we know this guy and there's already stuff that we question about him or that we don't like about him. So now you're going to also come out with a product. So again, people who, man, I wish I would have thought of that. Let's pour some salt and not the salt of the earth onto what he's doing. And
I mean, Katie, I think you're kind of speaking on it a little bit. Like there's this aura of like Christians aren't allowed to make money. It's like just being a Christian, you can't.
Okay, what are you doing with it?
Have a side hustle, right?
What's the purpose behind it? So again, now you want to talk about side hustle, then tell the saints don't Grubhub, don't DoorDash, don't Postmates.
Right.
I'm sorry for name dropping all of this, but I'm just saying, though,
yeah, we ain't getting no sponsors.
Send us those dollars, man.
Buy some bread. Let's do it.
No sponsors there.
Again, what's the problem? He saw a space where he could insert, and again, what did you say? I want conversation. So that means that we need to get rid of the Christian clothing lines. We need to get rid of, again, explicitly Christian. Why? What's the point? Now, to that point, there are other self-proclaimed or self-professing Christian businesses that aren't Christians. So we talk about, the people behind God is Dope, and knowing that while they push and promote that clothing, they're not a Christian company. You know what I'm saying? They're not a Christian business, as opposed to like Art of Homage and Red Leather Clothing and those types of guys who are, Christian businesses. So if we're going to do that, then let's take everything. Let's close the Christian bookstores. Let's do all, you know what I'm saying? Like if we're going to have that drastic of a reaction, when somebody enters the space and is bold. And now again, if his heart is wrong behind it, if he's, if he got 1,000 wives, man, and he's, taking care of them using these funds, and then okay. But again, at the end of the day, if his heart is sincere, why can't God give us ideas for businesses to go into that space? I don't understand again the pushback.
KD, are you going to stop and grab a can on the way to Sunday service so you can get hyphy?
I mean, well, first of all, I try to keep my voice straight, you know what I'm saying, because Sundays are tight. But if on an off day, I don't have to sing or anything like that, then I might try to find them. I don't know where they at, but why not?
If it's all natural ingredients, I might.
And there's no sugar and no artificial flavors. You know what I'm saying?
I know it's coming from a believer. I'm not sweating it at all. Sounds like a decent.
I might see a scripture or something like that to encourage me.
Right. I'm like, listen, to Katie's point, do we take away artists' merch as well? Are you allowed to be an artist and sell merch?
Well, it depends on if you're a Christian artist or if you're an artist who's Christian. So,
right. Or can the church sell merch? Can the church sell merch? You see what I'm saying? I mean, it's such a weird, like, it feels like it's somebody pinpointing him because obviously, it's popular to go against Christian influencers, which, sounds weird as a term anyway, but it's popular to do that online, especially on Twitter and X, so for all these politically charged people to go against Christians, and it sounds like he just has some haters on his list that are like gonna try to use this as, hey, this Christian is grifting. That's the new popular term now. Essentially Jesus. He's grifting Jesus. But I'm like, nah, it just sounds like somebody made an idea of selling energy drinks and happens to be a Christian, put Christian labels on it. He's completely unashamed about it. And he's definitely not going to win all businesses. Let's just be honest. Who's the target audience for energy drinks?
Chick-fil-A.
You see what I mean?
But he doesn't have to.
Yeah.
He just has to supply his audience. What do they tell you in marketing? Have an authentic story that goes behind your product. Why? Because it's going to help you stand out. Why do you have to stand out in the marketplace? Because there's a gang of other people who are all doing what you're doing.
Exactly.
So find this is the same thing for artists. Find your tribe. Find the folks that are going to connect with you. So I don't understand. He doesn't have to win everybody.
He's reaching to a bigger audience now. And I think that's where the problem, I mean, if you are, let's just say, and this is just completely, just me, anecdotally, like I'm just saying a story, but if somebody from Red Bull or something sees competition and they just play a little game where they, get a hit piece out on whoever's creating a new energy drink just to, keep themselves, like the top brand, like it makes sense. Like, why wouldn't they do that? I'd play those cards. Like it seems like a very human thing to do if you're in that type of business anyway. So it's like, yeah, I don't think he's doing anything from the Christian perspective that is, making him sound like a heretic or, I mean, I think the comparison was him selling stuff. The parable, or not the parable, but the story of Jesus in the temple, and people selling things in the temple. But I don't think this is equivalent.
I agree. I think it's poorly stated. I think it's written to kind of give shock value, whoever used it, and whoever the editor was who sold the story.
They don't even understand the Bible part of it. Like,
it's unfortunate that a lot of individuals don't get to certain places in Christ Jesus because of small-minded people around them. Yeah. How is the creator limited? So we can only do certain things that promote the gospel? I don't get that.
Hey,
Bible.
Listen, be sober-minded, not highly caffeinated. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, well, then that opens up another door. That's another door, Evie, ain't it?
No, it's not. It's just me being stupid, dude.
I know. But should you use caffeine? Should Christians be on caffeine?
Cocoa fields of Colombia and bring it like, dog, this dude got green tea. He got somebody that got extract. Like,
right?
Should we be on caffeine in the first place? That's the real question it should have started with. As Christians, we should be sharp.
Well, like Katie said, I think we're gonna dive a little bit deeper into something related to this here in just a minute. But man, guys, before we jump into that conversation, you remember back on New Year's Day, we did something for the first time. Big Swiss came in and we did a blind ranking. And fellas, I got a blind ranking for y'all today. I've got a blind ranking for you today. Are y'all ready?
Okay. Are you gonna big Swiss us where you put some things in there that
check it out? Check it out. Y'all gotta rank these 1 through 10. Okay, 1 through 10 most shocking murderers of the Bible. Y'all ready?
Okay, you have the list though.
I've got it. I'm not gonna do. Y'all are gonna do this. So, I mean, here's that. I'm gonna try to mix these up, but we've got to start where it starts.
Shocking murders of the Bible. Okay.
Yeah. We got to start where it starts. With the first one here. Cain kills Abel. That's the place we got to start. Okay. Where are you putting that on your most shocking murderers of the Bible ranking?
That's top 3 for me. I'll be honest. That's top 3.
Give it a spot, Frenchy. I'm jotting it down on my notebook here.
I'm gonna go with 2.
2.
That's high on my list. That's very high on my list.
Okay.
I'll make it 4.
Yeah.
4.
Do we need to give reasons?
Sure, you can explain.
I mean, it's technically the first murder. Just saying.
Right. Well,
that's a big deal. And small details that people forget. Cain was talking to God. communicating still somehow, right? It's like you thought the communication was cut off. The guy was like, "What you doing? What you doing?" Real interesting stuff. Very interesting. I think it's an important. It set off. Did it teach the first murder? Did they was that like, you know what I mean? Like, did that start off the spiral?
No, they daddy, Adam, and Eve, they kicked it off, and
Well, I mean, they didn't murder anybody though, Adam and Eve.
true that, but
I'm saying,
yeah.
What kicked off the actual like violence?
I mean,
could have been.
Well, okay.
It's
Katie,
up
you
there.
got any thoughts on? You have anything to say about it before we get our next one?
nah, not really.
Okay. Well, okay. I wasn't gonna go in order. I'm still not gonna go in order, but this is actually the second thing here, and because Frenchy brought up, did that murder cause some sort of spiral here?
Right.
That leads us to Cain's family line, particularly Lamech, talking about killing another person. Where's that rank on your top 10 list?
Lamech talking about killing,
because he was part of Cain's family line. So Cain started this whole kind of lineage of murderers.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a big deal, but not very in the forefront of mind. I'm gonna go with an 8 on this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the 8.
I'm gonna do an 8 too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's way back there.
I feel you. Let's give you another one here. Let's see. Let's bounce around a little bit. How about Jezebel kills Naboth in 1 Kings?
No, that was gangster. I'm not gonna lie.
Stuck him for his field, man. Shady bitch.
Yeah, that was. I mean, she stood on business. I'm gonna go with a 5. I thought that was pretty gruesome.
I got you right there. I'm with you on a 5 as well.
Nasty work.
We gotta get y'all disagreeing somewhere here.
Nah.
Let's see. Let's find something here. Man, we gotta save that one. Saul kills the priest of Nob. 1 Samuel.
Busy trying to chase David.
Yep.
Goofy.
Speaking of, we saw that David movie last week.
Yeah.
Good, man.
It was my son's birthday. He turned 18, man, and like him and his siblings had went and saw it with their grandparents, and he wanted me and his mom to go watch it, so we all went and watched it for his birthday.
Oh, that's what's up. I hear
what's up, man.
About it.
Saul did not kill priest in that. Well, or did he? Did it show them killing the priest?
Man,
I don't think so.
Yeah, I dropped that. That's a 6 for me.
Okay.
Egregious, and it shows his level of fear and depravity at that point.
That one's a 9 for me. I'm not gonna lie.
It's 9.
Yeah, it's a 9 for me. And
there we go. We finally got a little bit of disagreement here.
I'm not. There's some serious murders out there.
Right. I'm looking at the killed priest though. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a big deal. And he killed priest because he couldn't get to who he wanted, but the fact that he was not scared. So just add this for context. David, who had opportunities to kill Saul, refused to put his hand on the Lord's anointed. Saul, chasing the man who God gave his seat, was not afraid to put his hands on the Lord's anointed. He killed priests trying to get to David.
Let's see. Let's jump into some New Testament here. How about
he about to get wild.
How about Paul kills Stephen?
Yeah, that was
Paul kills Stephen.
When Paul killed Stephen?
In Acts.
No, the crowd killed.
Well, Paul.
Oh, well, Paul was there. Okay,
Paul was present.
because
Yeah,
remember he
was
was
there.
a party to it. They all that stoned Stephen gave Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, hold this for me, dog. While I go ahead and stone this dude. This sitting up there talking about.
He said, "Hold this for me."
Well, and that's what there's a few of these on this list that it is. You know, maybe we could split hairs on whether they were the murderer or not, but they are involved.
Right.
He was. What's the word?
He was present by association.
What's the other word though? Like, doggone it. He was an accomplice.
He was an associate.
Accomplice.
Guilty
We got a few accomplices on this list, man. So
yeah, that's an accomplice for me. I'm gonna go with the 7. I'm gonna 7 that one.
Same spot.
Okay. So we're gonna put Paul on here. 7 for both of you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Ooh, okay. Let's do this then. Because it's gonna be interesting to see where this lands with some of these other ones. The Pharisees and the Jewish leaders orchestrating Jesus' death.
Number 1.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're orchestration. The orchestration is nasty work.
Okay.
I don't know what's left. Like you said, this one kind of early now. I'm a little.
I know.
I don't know what's left. So this is a 2 for me. I want to go 2.
You already got your 2, man. You put.
I got my 2.
Yep, you put Cain and Abel at 2.
What do I have at 3?
Nothing.
Number 3 yet.
Yeah, it's 3. It's 3 for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 3 because I don't know what's left. Can't just.
I know KD's convinced that this was the most shocking. I don't know. See, if I look at it as most shocking, I don't know if it's shocking. Is it shocking?
It's not shocking, but the fact that they went to the lengths that they did, even though they were fulfilling prophecy and purpose, still they went to great lengths to cause Jesus to be unalive, as they say.
Yeah, man. Well, we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're just over halfway there for our blind ranking of these.
And just like that.
And just like that. And,
milk.
and
I'm back.
just like
I'm
that,
back.
the Lord said, that was a number 1.
whatever that was. Whatever that was.
Lord came at me for putting that at number 3. That's why.
I guess, dude. All right, let's pick it back up here. Let's see. Let's go back to the Old Testament. Moses kills the Egyptian.
Oh, that was thuggish.
Exodus.
That was thuggish.
Yeah. 3 for me.
3? Okay.
But again, Moses was in defense of his people, but I get it though, and that shows us that Moses had a temper.
I'm gonna give that a 6.
Okay.
I'm gonna get that a 6. That was gangster. I mean, I wonder how he did it. I wonder if he had to go through a sleeper hold, or he banged him one time with the stick. You know what I'm saying?
I think he snapped the neck.
Yeah, Navy sealed him. What?
I think so.
Moses had some training.
Top rope. Hey man, these dudes had to be swole, man. They out there around tigers and bears in the middle of the desert, man. Building pyramids with no straw. Come on, man.
It's a chokehold. I feel like they went at it for a minute. The dude he didn't give out like easily.
And then he popped it.
Yeah, they went in there.
All right, so we got 3 more left here, fellas. We got 1 Old Testament, 2 new. Which do you want, a New Testament or an Old Testament?
I'll do anything once. Let's do
What is happening?
let's do New Testament. No,
A New Testament one? Okay, let's see here. How about Herod and the massacre of the innocents?
Woo!
Whoa, hold on now. Hold on.
That wins my number 2.
Yeah, that's plural. That's plural. That's
okay. Well, yeah, he killed a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's plural. That's a lot.
All the kids under 2 years old, man.
And I feel like I only have a couple of numbers left.
You got 1. Frenchy, you've got 1, 4, and 10.
Oh, this is 4. This is 4 for sure. Okay. That puts me in a real pickle for whoever's going to be 10. Puts me in a real pickle.
Right? Okay, so going into the final 2 rounds, Katie, you've got 9 and 10 left. Frenchy, 1 and 10. 1 and 10. Katie, Old Testament or New? Which one you want? You gotta say it. You gotta pick it, Katie.
Old Teasy. Let's go.
Old Testament. David kills Uriah. All for
that's nasty work.
All for the ladies.
Bathsheba, the lady.
That is that. What is number one for me then? What? You know what?
I would need to restructure some of this. Man.
Yeah, this is crazy. Hold on. You waited this long to give the.
He went through a lot, man.
Yeah, I'm
like once you start, you know what I'm saying. You go down a rabbit hole, and
yeah,
kept going.
Yeah, that's. Ooh. Jeez, I have 10 and 1 left.
You got 10 and 1, Katie. You got 9 and 10.
Oh, I didn't even know what's
that 9. That'll be my 9.
9, okay.
Yeah.
I can't. This is literally not even a 10. This has to be top 5, but
it does.
I don't have that space. I just don't have that. It's
got
10.
1. You got
10.
number 1.
It's 10.
It's 10.
I feel like whatever's 1 has to be. It has to be. It has to be the cross if it ain't.
All right. Well, here it goes. So it's going to be 1 for Frenchy. It's going to be number 10 for KD. We've got Judas betrays Jesus and then unalives himself.
That's not shocking. So I can get my 10.
Oh, wow. That's how KD going.
KD? Why is it not shocking?
Okay, KD. I feel like it's
because
shocking.
He did not actually execute Jesus. He just played a role in the betrayal, and then the guilt it got him. So to me, that's not. You know what I'm saying? That ain't.
He did it, man. He did it. He sold them, man. You might as well put
the
nails yourself. KD, you might as well put the nail yourself, KD. Come on, KD. If you did that in the streets, that's the same thing as doing the murder, KD. You know it. KD, you're an O block right now. You're an O block right now. Okay, KD, picture this. Yeah. KD, you're an O block right now. Okay. All right. You're somehow you got in the question room. Okay. They asking you, did your mans do it? Right. And you like, and they slide a couple of silver, actually gold pieces at you because gold is up right now, KD. And you're like, and you say, give me that. Yeah, he did. It was Tuesday night. And it was him and Siobhan. You might as well put the nails in, Katie. You know that's guilty. That's guilty. Katie, you know that's guilty in the streets. That's number 1. That's number 1 for me.
When you step back and say, just wait until I kiss him and you'll know.
Yeah, come on. He might as well put the nails in himself.
Guess what, though?
It's grimy, Katie. It's grimy.
Though, yeah, but it wasn't more grimy than David. And the links that David went
you ain't lying. That was some nasty work.
Put him at the front of the fire. And then just go ahead and slide backwards. You know what I'm saying? Like moonwalk away from the front line. I'm going to send. Watch this. I'm going to send you to the battle with a letter telling my man to kill you. I'm going to have you deliver your own death note.
Sick. You know, he had to know too. Like Uriah had to know being sent in the front line meant the end is near. Amen. Like you had to know. It's dark energy. But that would be, if I had to restructure the list, that'd be 2.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, if you're watching the replay of this, let us know in the comments, man. How would you rank these shocking murderers of the Bible? I don't know, dude. Like I thought it was a good topic, but we'll see. KD said he got the next one.
It was interesting.
KD said he got the next one.
I get that. It was interesting.
So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens next time. But man, KD, let's talk about this, man. I don't know if I want to talk about it, but we're gonna talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so let's see. What was it? Did you drop that in the chat?
Yeah,
KD, was it you? Yeah.
It was me. I was minding my business as I often do.
Right. So if you haven't seen it, Andy Mineo he joined Rich Wilkerson Jr. on his podcast to talk about a lot of things.
Oh, you got some hot clips for us? You got some clips to play?
Nope.
Get some clips out. What's going on? We got to hear this, man.
Dude, I'm not. That's Big Swiss's world. But Katie is gonna fill us in on some stuff, man. Like KD, what caused you to grab that link and drop it in the chat, man? And you know, what's that conversation, man, that we're having?
So again, I was just minding my business. I don't look for things. I don't go out of my way to try to find stuff. I don't like I don't like feeling like the squeaky wheel. And trust me, I mean, y'all ain't heard from me in a minute. But when some of the same people are out on the same foolishness, it's unfortunate. And I don't think that it's interesting, but it's concerning that we're still having this conversation in 2026 and we're still defending this stance and this position. So essentially, the Instagram clip that, of course, got considerable amount of engagement, especially from artists in the space, involves Andy trying to explain why he looked to move away from the Christian label as an artist. And a lot of individuals find themselves trying to explain that they want to create more linear opportunities for themselves and feel as though they're pigeonholed by the use of the term Christian in what they do. And I've always had an issue with the argument. Of course, at some point he does go on to say that, hey, being a Christian isn't my whole personality. It's just a part of it. And, it informs me, but it's just a part of who I am. And which is something that I also take issue with biblically. Again, I'm an artist who happens to be a Christian, and I don't just want to insert some, insincere mention of Jesus in a song just to meet somebody's quota and blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. Just the general excuses for individuals feeling as though to gain ground, you have to compromise. And that's a problem. And again, just kind of on the flip side, we talked about the guy with the energy drinks, right? Boldly, unashamedly says, hey, I am a Christian. This is a Christian company. I got Christian employees. We work in a Christian building. You know what I'm saying? I got Christian janitors. We got Christian mops and buckets. And I'm putting out a product for the people that is going to, you know what I'm saying? Like, complete flip from that. I find it concerning, though, because at the end of the day, these are individuals, and when I say these, I'm referring to Andy and other people. We know that Lecrae, faced backlash for a similar stance and position some years ago. He's not the only one, but these are individuals who have built their names and their platforms on the backs of the church. Aside from the church, we don't know about a Lecrae. We don't know about an Andy Mineo. These are voices that in the bigger sphere of just hip hop in general, or just the music landscape as a whole, get swallowed up. We know about them because of their ties and their connections to the church. We know about them because of their ties and connections to the CHH space, etc. And so for you to get to a certain point and to a certain place and then feel as though that it's more apropos for you to take Jesus off of what you're doing, and then want to try to explain, I'm not trying to deny Christ. I just think that, we're too over the top when it comes to this. And then you'll see other people in the chat, in the comments, like, well, that's true, because if you're a Christian plumber, you don't go out and tell people you're a Christian plumber. You're just a plumber. It's not the same, guys, because, again, the scripture tells us in Luke, to whom much is given, much is required. When you have these platforms and these opportunities where people listen to your voice, it is vitally important that you understand what comes along with that, especially, again, and a lot of people want to make this argument, and I'm gonna let y'all chime in a second, the difference between artistry and ministry, right? While ministry may include or come along with some artistry, right? Maybe a very, very, very small percentage, because you have a platform that involves you being up, whether you're singing, you rapping, you're acting, whatever it is, okay? But at the end of the day, I have to understand that as a saint of God, my motives and my goals and my drive and the end game for me is different. I'm not chasing platinum plaques. I'm not chasing a huge publishing catalog. I'm not chasing residuals and residues, and it's so a lot of those types of things in our priorities gets lost when we have these conversations. And again, it is just really a convenient way for us to want to say that, hey, God got me here, but I can take it from this point moving forward. And the last thing I'm going to say before I let y'all say is this. I don't care what we feel as though we have to do, because we make this bootleg argument of, man, well, you got to go where they at to go get them and assimilate in order to pull people in, and you catch more flies with honey than with vinegar, blah, 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 etc. Jesus said, if I be lifted up from the earth, will draw all men unto me. So at the end of the day, like we talked about earlier, in terms of like finding your audience and connecting with your audience, some individuals want to be more than what they've been called to be because they're gifted, they're talented, they see opportunity, right? But at the end of the day, we have to learn how to be content and satisfied, because the Bible says godliness with contentment is great gain, with being able to get to the people that God has assigned us to. But a lot of times we never find out who or what that group is and what they consist of because we don't let God do it. All right, I'm done. Y'all jump in.
Hey, that was well said, KD. I'm not gonna lie. I've heard this argument. This is not a new discussion, I think, amongst Christian believers and artists and just people in the music industry in general. And I even made several videos just in discussion about this issue particularly. And I do remember Lecrae on 106 in Park. I believe it's a BET show. So if you're watching this and you don't know what I'm talking about, I don't think it's on anymore, but you have to go find that clip. It's on the internet somewhere. And I didn't see all of Andy Mineo's interview, but if it's very similar to how Lecrae answered the question, then the backlash is probably similar as well. And to me, as an artist, I think that if we are in the space where to operate as a Christian and to also do things of the world, like you either have to 100% be, Christian artist or 100% just be in that industry, then I think I personally would choose just 100% be a Christian. At the end of the day, like I could care less really about the music like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I care more about my relationship with Christ. I think that's going to be more important for me personally. So I'm just not sure how other artists see this industry as like, man, if I can only reach the pinnacle of this industry, like I can get to more things. And if more people hear my songs and know me, then they'll know the Father. Then, you're pushing that on yourself. Like you are pushing metrics that God probably hasn't put on you yet. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason God, hasn't made you Michael Jackson famous. You know what I'm saying? Like, can you handle Michael Jackson famous? You don't know. You have no idea. Like God's
Falling
probably
out and fainting, probably.
God's probably if you're looking for it, God's probably saying maybe you can't handle Michael Jackson famous.
Yeah.
Like that's essentially what that sounds like to me. It's a cry for, I can become bigger. And I think Katie, you alluded a little bit to this, but I can become bigger, right? I'm not even talking about your ministry. I was just like, I can become bigger. And then people are going to want to look more into who I am as a person and then discover the source, discover the light. And I understand that argument. I think as an artist, it's probably the first thing that comes to mind when you're like, man, I can make this music stuff. It's like, it's easy. But it's like, no, I think the gospel, like from my own perspective, I think the gospel tells us like we have to be unashamed, and I think they mentioned this too in the label that they were both in, like like Lecrae and Andy's like the 116. They talk about being unashamed of the gospel, and I'm like, well, if you're unashamed of the gospel, why does it matter if you say it 100 times on the track? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you think people are looking for the count, like who cares? Like you don't have to mention it like that. But why does it matter if you're unashamed anyway? Like I'm unashamed of the gospel, so yes, I'll be gospel every day. Who cares? Like what? Like yes, you're not getting 1 million listens now because you've been saying the God, you're preaching the gospel too much. That's confusing to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I think it creates more of an issue than like it's solving an issue, like a problem on their side. Like it creates more than it's solving. Like I think you're just bringing this new backlash. Now that backlash divides people, and then it makes new Christians, young Christians, look into this situation like, how do I deal with it?
That's the problem. There's not a lot of backlash. There's a lot of high fives. And
maybe this
and the cussing saints and the folks who, you know, have pictures of their studio sessions with cognac in the booth and all of these things. Our favorite CHH artists are in agreement with his stance and with his position. And unfortunately, man, a lot of it boils down to us not wanting to let God helm what belongs to him. Say, I'm just a steward of anything that God has blessed me to be able to do. It doesn't belong to me. So how dare I determine and say, yo, you know what? God, forget why you gave it to me. Yes, the scripture says the gifts and callings of God are without repentance. Yes, there's a bunch of gifted people who are out there not living their kingdom created purpose because they said, I'm gifted, I'm talented. Somebody else came alongside and said, yo, you're gifted and you're talented and we can make money. We can make you famous. Heart gone, taken. But at the end of the day, that gift don't belong to me. And just because I'm using it for something else doesn't mean that God don't have a problem with me using it for something else when he created it for this. And if the scripture says that we were created for God's glory, then when I choose and decide, I don't like it. People who don't have a depth of, and y'all can slap me if you want to, and Eric, I'm gonna let you jump in, bro. People who don't have a depth of relationship with the Lord limit God's ability to be able to address even the things that are in his written word.
Right.
So I feel as though certain songs can only contain so much, and we can only address certain. Why? When scripture covers everything, the Psalms cover everything. Maybe you just don't have that relationship or that experience. And so what do? You find yourself copying or regurgitating the things that are a part of your appetite and your diet. So the stuff that you consume is also the things that you, because like my pastor says all the time, everything reproduces after its own kind. So what you consume, what you digest is also the same thing that you put out. And you put a cap on what God is able to do.
Yeah. Well, like I said, this wasn't a conversation that I was excited about. It was one that I would have hoped to not have to have, because at the end of the day, I mean, y'all, I've said this before. Like, Andy Mineo is an artist I've liked for a lot of years, man. You know, his style, his sound. He made one of my favorite albums back with his Uncomfortable album. But if I'm gonna be consistent, you know, this, like Frenchy pointed out, this is similar to stuff we've heard from Lecrae, and I've been critical of Lecrae. So if I'm gonna be consistent, I gotta be critical here of what I'm hearing as well. And you know, the whole interview was, I think, an hour, maybe a little over an hour. I've watched about 45, 50 minutes of it. So I've watched almost the entirety of it, not all of it. And the thing, you know, there's a couple of things that stood out there. I'm like, man, I don't know how to potentially try to defend it, right? Because there's some stuff in these conversations that gets said that it's like, okay, I can kind of see where you're coming from with that. I don't know that I agree with it, but I can at least understand why certain things get said in these conversations, right? But there's a couple of things that Andy said here. One, talking about making art, being a creative, and that art exists in a big gray area. Okay, fair enough. However, God does not operate in a big gray area.
Facts. That's facts.
And if you're saying that your relationship with God, it influences, determines these other aspects of your life, you can't be in two places, right?
Cannot.
So that was one thing he said that I was like, oh man. And it just, you know, when I heard it, I was like, oh boy, here we go, right? And then when he got talking about, as Katie pointed out, the how he wanted to be defined as a musical artist, right? And trying to take that Christian part off of there. You know, one reason he gave was that, you know, I don't want to be out here pimping Jesus. So what have you done for how many years now then? Are you saying that before you were pimping Jesus and you're trying to change that? Because if so, we got a problem there. Because here's the thing. You got Andy, you got some of these guys that have these problems but they're the guys that have reached what many would say is the top of the Christian hip hop industry. All you have the ultimate influence over what happens in this genre and what aspiring artists see as okay, because so many of us out here are not in our word like we should be. We're not building that depth of the relationship. We're going off vibes and feelings and you know, and so you're telling other people that's following behind you that's going to, you know, keep this alive or not. You know, and by that I mean this musical genre. They're the ones that's going to take it to what is going to be next, and is it going to be better and stronger, or is it going to get weaker,
fall apart?
EB, that's well said. I just thought about something while you were saying that, EB. I was like, I think this might be what the top of the Christian music industry looks like. Like we are seeing what when you hit the top of the Christian music industry, like this is what happens, right? Because we know what the top of the secular music industry looks like, right? The artist either has to conform and give up something at some point to where, you know, they start pimping themselves out to everything possible, and they just, you know, they start abusing the drugs, and all of a sudden there's a fallout, and then we never see them again, right? That we know what that looks like is the same pattern, but we've never seen the Christian music industry because it's so new, and you know, in terms of like how many listeners are active, like it's so new, and we've had like mainly one or two people really kind of like at the top, but now we've had like several people are hitting the top, and it's starting to become a little consistent, right? They get to the top and they're like, I'm limited. They start talking about this like ceiling. Oh man, like, you know, saying Christian is like making my you know, it's limiting me from here. I can get to here. So it's like, this is what the top of the Christian music industry looks like. I think we're just seeing it in live play out.
And what you said a minute ago, man, of like, okay, can these artists handle more, right? And what is more? Well, more apparently is crossing over into the mainstream, right? If you can't hold it down at the top of the industry that and be steadfast and not bending here, what in the world do you think is going to happen to your faith,
bro,
when you're outside of the saint, when you're outside of those who are trying to cover you?
When you get what you think you want. And just, I mean, real talk, if we really want to be honest, this blueprint starts with Satan. The blueprint starts with Lucifer, who is created but wants to take the wheel as creator, and then takes his influence and draws a third of the angels from heaven when he gets kicked out. They all say, "Oh man, it's too deep. It's too seminary. It's too theological, man. Why you got to go there?" Look at the blueprint. Look at the earmarks. I start here. I've been given something that I did not come with. Like I did not give this to myself.
Well,
God gave this to me.
And man, you know, I think this is what bugs me the most about this stuff. It's like, man, you know, how can you be exposed to truth and yet believe something else? You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, all that other stuff that you think is something more.
James talks about Now, Pastor just talked about this the other day again, being doers of the word and not just hearers. So it doesn't matter what space I'm in. It doesn't matter how great the space is that I'm in. If I'm not applying these things for myself, then what happens? I heard a great message, but it's not bearing great fruit in my life. And so what do? I then go based off of what makes sense to me. Do you know how many different versions of the gospel that people have created in their minds?
But
KD, what does and what doesn't make them.
But Katie, there's simple things that like is impossible to argue, right? We know that we can't take any of this stuff with us, right? So chasing this, it's ash and dust,
but
right?
Live in the moment though, and so again, we are short-sighted. We're not talking about an eternal view. We're talking about a right now, right here. What can you get in this moment?
Yeah. I kind of mentioned this earlier in like one of our old really episodes where we kind of talked a little bit about this. And when I made a video about this, it was hard, man. It was because when you're having a conversation with like other artists in the industry, they mention being like the music industry as a job. And I get that. And I'm like, well, I mean, sometimes it could still like, there's bivocational pastors, you know what I'm saying? Like there's like sometimes you could be in ministry, but it ain't gonna be the job that provides for you, right? And I'm like, God might be like, hey, yes, you got the blessings of these great vocals on tracks, but it ain't gonna be the breadwinner for you. You also just do this over here. But some saying, and I don't understand how we can accept bivocational pastors, but for some reason, once you start putting pen to paper and rapping, you're thinking, oh, this is my ministry. It's also my job. It's full time, and I'm gonna do it until it can afford to feed my family. I'm like, it's like this is you're going into ministry. You're going into ministry. Like you're operating on grace. You see what I'm saying? Like, and I don't think it's an easy conversation, to be fair. Like to be fair to artists, like I've spoken to multiple artists in the industry, and I'm just like, to be fair, to be on their arguments, like I get it. Right. It's like you got the talent and you've made some money from it before. It's like, why can't God continue on providing for you? And I'm like, yeah, he can provide in just multiple ways. And I get that. But I think that's the real underlining. It's either that or, fame, like more people listen to my music. Cause I of course, like Andy Mineo is like, he's known. Okay. He's known around all Christian. Like if you listen to music, you know him. In the Christian world specifically, probably not in the secular world, but it's like that's what he thinks. That's what he thinks will, bring some sorts of achievement for him, thinking that, it's going to point to the gospel even more, then how can we really go, yeah, bro, nah, I think you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's like if he thinks the gospel will be absolutely illuminated from him kind of getting out of this spotlight or limiting himself, quote unquote, then telling him he's wrong kind of will, he will reject that, he will resent that, and he will try to rebuke something like that.
But he is though, because at the end of the day, what's the guarantee that happens if I'm not intentional about individual? And see this again, we don't allow the Spirit of God in us to teach us how to engage with people. And so we think in order to outreach, we have to have an event. We got to have a pulpit and a platform. Dog, what about being at the grocery store and just being a kind individual? Hey, can I get this for you? God bless you. Walking up to, hey, how's it going? So speaking to people, like simple things that are practical that I can use to point back to God. See, when an artist says, yo, I'm going to take these labels off and I'm going to do all of this and I'm going to make it very, very, very vanilla and very bland so that nobody can say I'm one way or the other. And then at some point, maybe they get to ask me questions. What's the guarantee that that's going to happen? And then in that moment, your heart is going to say, well, I'm going to sit here and talk to people about Jesus. What's the guarantee? Because now at this point, the spotlight is on you. Well, it's not, it's the focus has become you. So what's the guarantee that in that moment Now that you've reached this pinnacle, you're now going to pivot after all of these opportunities where you were intentional about removing the Lord out of. Now I'm going to finally, here's my moment. Then I'm about to stand up and shout to the world that God is great and Jesus is why I'm here. But dog, your heart has been massaged and manipulated.
Well, and like, let's make it even easier, Katie. Like, we can't sit here and say Jesus is the most important thing in my life while at the same time actively trying to put him somewhere over here out of the way.
Hide him,
Yeah.
which is denying him.
Yeah.
So you can't sit and say, well, it ain't like I'm trying to deny the Lord, but I'm trying to follow Jesus, not monetize him. Dog, everything that Jesus did pointed to the Father. Jesus said, hey, no, don't look at me. Hey, good master. No, there's only one that's good, and that's God. I judge as I hear. Everything that Jesus did, he pointed to the, like, with intention.
You know, I watched some of these new artists and, you know, the guys that are blowing up and, you know, growing really quickly, like that DC3 kid and No Big Deal. And these guys that are kind of picking up, and I think I'm watching this trajectory. You can kind of see it head that way. Like a No Big Deal is gonna, I mean, I think he did Lollapalooza or something. He did one of these big music festivals. I can't remember which one, but he did a pretty big Rolling Loud, I think that's what it was. Yeah, he did a Rolling Loud, and I'm like, and he didn't, and then he mentioned it on the song how he was one of the first Christians to do Rolling Loud, and I'm like, man, yeah, okay, I get that. And I think for artists, man, it almost feels like it's even more empowering to double down on the Lord, right? As opposed to wanting to create this separation, like, oh, I want to just be an artist that's Christian. I'm like, man, it almost makes more sense to double down and go, all right, God, what are you gonna keep doing for this ministry? Like it blows my mind because it feels like that's the button. Like, keep going, like keep preaching the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get that, but I'm like, oh, you're there.
And that's the other thing that we all need to realize, man. It does not matter what vocation God puts us in, whatever it is, that's a mission field, dude.
Facts.
That's a ministry. That is an opportunity to reflect him to the people around us. Are we going to do it? So I don't know, man, but we've been here for a hot minute, fellas. It's been a good convo, dude. It's been good. We're gonna get back. We're gonna get back here quick. We're gonna get back here. Hopefully, it's next week. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. We'll find out. Hopefully, it's next week.
The Lord gonna provide. Now, that was a good convo, man. That was deep. I got deep quick.
Right?
Nah, it went better. And I'm glad, man. Like, this, having an insight, man, and this is why having the right people around you is important, man. Which is why church is important. Like, all of this.
Yeah.
God sets stuff up for a certain way for reasons, man, whether we see it or not.
Again, man, make sure, please, if y'all are watching this, keep our brother Big Swiss lifted up. You know, he will be back with us. But man, you know, just keep him lifted up in prayer, man. Him and his family, as well as the rest of the squad, man. Naladeus, our guy DJ Lost and Found. If you're watching this, man, you already know what I said in the chat. But yeah, the whole team, man, Darius, everybody, man, it's excited to be back. Like this here tonight, man, got me energized after being down and out for most of January. I'm excited to have some more of these, man. So.
Glad you're back, bro. Glad you're back,
dude. I'm glad you're here, Frenchy. Hey, what's next for Locked In, bro?
Man, we just keep on pushing. We did a we did a finance talk, and I had one of the finance ministers at the church guest talk and tell us where does all that money go. It's quite an interesting episode we had. So still popping out. We've been doing big promo on that. It was pretty good. People felt edified by that conversation. So big time. Yeah, we got more guests coming. I got some youth pastor. I got some new age youth pastors coming on locked in, and we're gonna find out what youth pastors are up to these days. You know what I'm saying? They're different. It's way different than what y'all remember. Being a youth pastor these days is so different. So yeah, that's the kind of stuff we cover on Locked In. So make sure y'all pull up Fridays 8:30, and we're gonna have some of these guys. So EB's already been on there, but KD, we're still talking to his people, and his people is going to talk to our people, and then we're gonna continue.
I got my one turn, KD.
Yeah,
so
we might have to do EB twice before KD, just. Just to put a little more pressure on him.
Right. Let me get on my people.
Yeah, pull up, man.
KD, you guys anything? You got anything popping, KD?
Yeah, probably a lot of stuff I can't talk about. Even though I've been MIA. I'm still working, just not on the outlets. Though did drop a record with Cell Block and Lyric Naki and our sis Giovanni Closer. We dropped that on the 27th, so grab that, check that out. We got another record drop this month, February.
Okay.
So,
finna go check that out now.
So yeah, pray that that's a blessing to you and that it ministers to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, appreciate everyone that's been watching and hanging out with us live. If you're watching on the replay, man, again, appreciate you as well. Make sure you tap in with us when we're live. Hit whatever it is that you got to hit to get the notifications of when we're going live. You know, that would be cool. Yeah, man, you already know what it is for the whole squad here at 520 Collective and 520 IXC. EB, and we will be here next time. You already know what it is. Indy